Hello, my name is Sarah, and I want to share my journey of learning English. I remember when I was little, I found English very hard. I couldn't speak or write well, and it made me feel shy. Every time I tried to speak in class, my voice would tremble, and I would make mistakes. The other kids would sometimes laugh, and that made me want to give up. One day, I met a girl named Emily. She was so good at English. Her words flowed smoothly, and everyone admired her. I wanted to be like her, but it seemed impossible. I would sit in my room at night, tears rolling down my face, thinking, why can't I be like Emily? I felt so small. But one day, something changed. My mom came into my room and saw me crying. She sat next to me and said, "Sarah, you don't have to be perfect today. Just try to be better than yesterday. Don't give up. English can be your friend." Her words touched my heart. I wiped my tears and promised myself that I wouldn't give up. The next day, I decided to take small steps. I started by reading simple books. At first, I couldn't understand everything, but I didn't let that stop me. I learned one word at a time. If I didn't know a word, I looked it up in the dictionary. It wasn't easy. Some days were really hard, and I felt like quitting again. But I remembered what my mom said. As time went by, I noticed that I was improving. I could understand more words, and slowly I started speaking more confidently. Emily noticed too, and one day she told me, "Sarah, your English is getting so good." That made me so happy. I felt proud of myself. Learning English also changed other things in my life. I remember once when I had to give a speech in front of the class. I was so nervous. My hands were shaking, and I thought I would forget everything. But then I reminded myself, "You've come so far, Sarah. You can do this," and I did. I spoke slowly and clearly, and everyone listened. That day, I realized how much English had helped me grow as a person. But it wasn't just about speaking or writing. Learning English opened new doors for me. I could watch English movies and understand the stories. I made new friends from different countries, and we spoke in English. It felt like a whole new world was opening up to me. One of the biggest challenges I faced was when I had to write my first essay. I remember sitting at my desk, staring at the blank paper. My heart sank. How could I write a whole essay? I felt the tears coming again. But then I took a deep breath and thought, just start with one sentence, and that's what I did. One sentence turned into two, and then three. Before I knew it, I had written the whole essay. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. I want to share some tips that helped me along the way. First, don't be afraid to make mistakes. I used to think that every sentence had to be perfect, but that's not true. Mistakes are part of learning. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Second, listen to English every day. I started by watching cartoons and listening to simple songs. I would repeat the words and try to understand what they meant. Slowly, my listening skills improved, and I could understand more. Third, speak as much as you can. I know it's scary at first. I was so shy that I didn't want to talk to anyone. But speaking is the best way to learn. Don't worry if your sentences aren't perfect. Just speak. The more you do it, the easier it will become. Another thing that helped me was writing. I kept a little journal where I wrote about my day. At first, my sentences were short and simple. But as I practiced, I could write longer and more interesting sentences. Writing helped me organize my thoughts and express myself better. I also made flashcards with new words. Whenever I learned a new word, I would write it on a card and review it every day. This helped me remember the words and use them in sentences. But the most important thing is not to give up. There were so many times when I wanted to quit. I thought, I'll never be as good as Emily. Why even try? But every time those thoughts came, I reminded myself that learning takes time. I kept going, step by step, and eventually I saw the results. Now, I want to share a special memory with you. One day, my teacher asked me to read a paragraph from a book in front of the class. I was nervous, but I had practiced a lot. I stood up, took a deep breath, and started reading. As I read, I could see my classmates listening carefully. When I finished, everyone clapped. I couldn't believe it. I had done it. I felt so proud of myself. That moment taught me that English is not just about speaking or writing. It's about confidence. It's about believing in yourself and not giving up, even when things are hard. As I continued learning, I faced more challenges. There were days when I felt stuck, like I wasn't improving. But I reminded myself of how far I had come. I thought about all the little victories, like the time I had a conversation with a friend in English, or the time I understood a movie without subtitles. Each small win gave me the strength to keep going. Now, looking back, I realize how much English has changed my life. It has given me confidence, opened new opportunities, and helped me connect with people from all over the world. I want to end by saying this: if you're learning English, don't give up. There will be hard days, but those are the days when you learn the most. Keep practicing, keep speaking, keep writing, and most importantly, believe in yourself.